So I am very happy to meet all of you and interact with you. As all of you know, Deepavali is the festival of lights. Festival of lights. So as they say, light is very important for us, outside as well as inside. So outside we require light during night times, and they say that inside light is required, so during daytime as well as night times. Regarding the importance of light, there is one anecdote in our Upanishads. So that is a conversation with a rishi known as Yajnavalkya and a king known as Janaka, who was the father of Sita. You heard of Rama, Sita, Janaki. So Janaki's father was Janaka. So there is a conversation between Janaka and Yajnavalkya, the famous sage. So they ask one question. Janaka asks one question to Yajnavalkya. So how do we see things in the world? How do we see things? And then Yajnavalkya says, so it is because of the light of the sun. Now the sun is shining, the light of the sun, we see all the objects. And then the second question is, so when there is no sun, during night times there is no sun, so there is perfect darkness is there, then how do we see things? Then the Upanishadic Rishi tells that when there is no sun, there will be moon. By the light of the moon, we see things. It may not be as clear as we see during daytime, but we can see, at least if there is full moon light, so then we can see almost clearly. So if there is no sun, he says, by the light of the moon we see. And suppose the sun is not there, moon is also not there, then how do we see? Can we see? And then Yajnavalkya tells, yes, we can see because of the help of Agni. Agni means fire, Agni means fire. It is Sanskrit word Agni. All the tube light, all the incandescent lights are nothing but Agni, a form of Agni. So he tells that, if both the sun is not there, moon is not there, we can use the Agni or the fire to see things. And then they ask, suppose sun is not there, moon is not there, fire is also not there, then how do we see things? Then the sage replies, when sun is not there, moon is not there, fire is also not there, then the sound, with the help of sound we can hear. Even there is total darkness, we can call, hello, where are you? Then he will answer from, oh, I am here. Then we know he is there and so on. So if all the three are not there, then there will be sound, we will be using sound. So with the help of sound also, so we can hear. Like that, not only sound, by the smell also we can understand something, if something is there, some good flower is there, by the smell itself we will know. By the touch, also people don't have eyes, by the touch also they make out and so on. So we have the five senses. So by that also, so we can see the things, we can feel about the things. Then finally the Janaka asks, if all of them are not there, can we see? So then he says that yes, we can see. How do we see? We see by the help of the light of the soul, the light of the Atma, they say. By the use of the light of the soul. Then what is this light of the soul? You can give a very simple example. So all of you have felt the light of the soul, that will happen during your sleep. So all of us sleep, and during the sleep, we have many dreams. All of us dream, and there is dreamless sleep also is there, that is afterwards. But in the beginning, we will be having sleep with the dream. In the dream, we see many things, we see our near and dear ones, even father or mother have passed away. Sometimes in the dreams we see them, and our near and dear we see, our friends we see, many of the animals we may see a tiger also in the dream, and then we may shiver, in the dream, when we see a tiger and if it is approaching us and so on, So we see many things in the dream. How do we see, So in the dream, we have closed our eyes. There is the total darkness in the room and we have closed our eyes. But even then, during our sleep, so how do we see things, We see our father or mother, who is not there at all. We see a tiger and so on. How do we see that? That is said that, it is because of the light of the soul. So the other external lights are not there, but that light of the soul is lighted up. So that, that lights up, and that is how. So you see the things in the dream. So that is an example, to tell there is the light of the soul is there, and because of the light of the soul, so we see all the objects and so on. And this, as you know, this light actually represents in a way God, because most of the religions, use light in one way or the other. So Hindus, they light lamps, and they light lamps inside the temple, outside the temple, and Deepavali time, a lot of millions of lights will be there. So Hindus use light. So it represents knowledge, it represents wisdom, it represents happiness, and so on. So even Christians also, they use light. In the churches you will observe that they will be lighting candles. So in all the temples, so they will be lighting the candles, and they will decorate with the light and so on. And in Quran itself, there is one big chapter on light itself. So in Quran, there is one big chapter on light itself. Almost all the religions give importance to light. All of them, according to most of the religions, so light represents God or something that's the highest thing, highest thing that we can imagine. And from the scientific point of view also, light has a lot of importance. As you know, light has the highest velocity. No object can reach the velocity of the light. No light it can reach the velocity of the light. The highest velocity light has got. And also, light has other properties of God, So we say that God has form and is formless also. Form means he has akara. So formless means we can say nirakar. He has no shape and so on. So God is like that, he has a form and no format. Light also, scientists say that light can be in the form of particles, or they can be in the form of waves. Those of you who have studied science, physics, you know that light can be in two forms. It can be in the form of waves and in the form of particles. When light is in the form of particles, it is something like, it has got size. When it is in the form of waves, it is sizeless, but its presence is there. So as light can be in the form of particle and as well in the form of waves also. So God also has two forms, They say that God can be nirakara or sakara. So sakara God means, you can say God is in the form of Rama, he is in the form of Krishna, he is in the form of Shiva. Some people will say he is in the form of Jesus, or like that, they will say in various forms God is present and so on. And God can be without form also. Without form also. That is what they say. They say that God is in general has no form, and because of our mind, God takes the form. So you can think God, if you are a great devotee of Krishna, the formless God will appear before you as Krishna. So if you are a great devotee of Rama, he will appear as like Rama. If you are a great devotee of Christ, he will appear like Christ. So in Bhagavad Gita itself, Sri Krishna tells that, in whatever way the devotee wants to see me, in the same way I appear before him. So if you want to see a Shiva means, so the formless God becomes Shiva and appears and so on. Perhaps, that may be due to the mind and so on. So this is the importance of light, from the point of view of religion, as well as from the point of science and technology also. So light has a lot of value.